Getting in the very latest as far as the matter of the Waqf law in Parliament and now in Supreme Court is concerned. Supreme Court has spoken. In boards and council, as far as ex officio members can be appointed regardless of faith, other members have to be members of the Muslim community, says the Apex Court today. This is what has been said by the court passing interim order. See that we are passing this as an interim order. Supreme Court Waqf interim order on two issues is what we know at this point in time. These are details on the two issues that have been touched upon. Will Waqf properties be de-notified is the question that the Apex Court is asking. If Waqf properties are by user or not. These are two questions that the court has deliberated upon. I'm going to go straight across to Amit Bhardwaj for more on that. Amit, put this into perspective. There is an interim order, I understand. Talk to us about the 2 points that have been touched upon by the court today.
Well, Sneha, we'll have to wait for that comment to come from the Supreme Court of India. But certainly the Supreme Court is saying that they're considering to pass two orders, interim order. They're considering this interim order to which the SG has said that they want to record their statement. So two important aspects that the Supreme Court of India is considering to pass an interim order. One being on the Waqf by user property. So the Supreme Court of India saying that you cannot de-notify the Waqf by user properties until this case is decided. So that's an interim order being pondered upon by the Supreme Court of India. As far as the non-Muslim members on the Waqf board is concerned, the Supreme Court of India is considering that only ex officio members can be non-Muslim, rest members will be Muslim members on the Waqf board. So clearly the two major concern of the petitioners so far which has been there majorly was stemming from Waqf by user. So the Supreme Court of India at this point in time considering to pass an order to tell the state that you cannot de-notify the properties which are part of the Waqf by users so far. So these properties cannot be de-notified. That's a big issue that's being pondered upon by the courts right now, the SC. And beyond that as well, there was concern about non-Muslim members being part of the board. And the Supreme Court of India had asked very specific questions from the Solicitor General as well as to how many non-Muslim members can be on the board, because there was a lot of confusion as to whether this will be limited only to the ex officio members or there could be more members, 2+2 formula or just two members. So the Supreme Court considering right now that only ex officio members on the board can be the non-Muslim members and rest of all should be the Muslim members. That's what is being pondered upon. Sneha.
All right, these are details we have with us at this point in time. Amit, in fact, is with us tracking those developments from the Apex Court as we speak, taking our viewers through what has been said by far in court and what the court also has said. In boards and council, as far as ex officio members can be appointed regardless of faith. This is something the court has spoken about. Other members have to be members of the Muslim community. Supreme Court has said it's passing an interim order on the same. Whatever property is declared to be Waqf or held to be Waqf will not be de-notified or not treated as Waqf, whether it's Waqf by user otherwise. Also, there is in fact the state councils wanting the matter to be heard. The court is now, Amit, telling the government that that this matter could be in fact okay, just get us a little more clarity on whether there is a possibility of this matter being heard tomorrow. What's the very latest on that, Amit?
Sneha, we are getting the latest updates from inside the courtroom. Srishti Ojha, our colleague, is inside the courtroom and she is, as per the details that's coming in, is that the Supreme Court of India has asked the Solicitor General that we will pass the interim order after listening to your statement, because the Solicitor General wanted the government's statement to be recorded before this interim order on two aspects, on two counts was to be, passed. by the Supreme Court of India. So what the Supreme Court essentially is telling the SG that we will pass an interim order after listening to you, and you want us to hear to you tomorrow. That's a question that has been asked by the Supreme Court of India from the Solicitor General. I thought we had consensus from both sides. So it's being asked from the SG right now as to whether he wants to, be heard tomorrow as far as his statement is concerned. Statement on 2 counts on Waqf by user and ex officio members, limiting the non-Muslim members to the ex officio members. So right now a formal order is awaited from the Supreme Court of India, from the CJI. Might just take a call on that. Okay, so one big breaking at this point in time coming in is that the government, the Solicitor General will be heard tomorrow. That is a big development right now in the Waqf Board case in Supreme Court. The SG's statement will be recorded in the Waqf matter tomorrow. Supreme Court agrees to hear the Waqf matter again tomorrow. So this is again, we have to, look at the entire developments which happened inside the courtroom, because the Solicitor General told the court that before the interim order is passed by the bench, the Solicitor General's statement must be recorded on the 2 counts that the interim order could have been actually passed by the court. And these 2 aspects included Waqf by user. You cannot denotify the Waqf properties which are Waqf by user properties until the case is decided. And the second one was restricting the non-Muslim members as the ex officio members on the board. So the court has agreed on this particular aspect, that they will pass an interim order once they have heard the Solicitor General. The statement is recorded. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. the matter will be heard again. A big development coming from the Supreme Court of India as far as the Waqf matter is concerned.